Medfit Rehab founder Joanne James is a medical exercise specialist. Medfit Rehab, restoring strength and movement, making a difference in people's lives. 647-259-5481. Columbus Center, Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, medfitrehab.com. Joanne James, medical exercise specialist for over 25 years and founder of Medfit Rehab, says exercise is medicine whenever possible, and it is especially true when it comes to osteoporosis prevention or management. James says that our bones are alive and need to be stimulated. When the muscle contracts, when we apply force against our bones, they build. Medfit Rehab, ensuring the best in post-rehab functional conditioning services. Medfit Rehab, Columbus Center, Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, 647-259-5481, medfitrehab.com. Hi, Joanne. How are you this morning?
I'm great, Zelda. How are you?
I'm great. We just had a fantastic guest, and now we have you. So what a show we have today. Okay,
Fantastic.
I've heard this so many times that I can't believe we're talking about it. My feet hurt so much that I can't stand or exercise. I mean, I just heard that this morning from Raquel. My knees, my feet. What? So what's the answer to this?
Well, I guess it kind of depends on what the issues are in terms of, I know she says her knees bother her and her feet bother her. So my question might be is, one, how long has she been experiencing this? And it could be a number of reasons why her feet hurt. I mean, there's quite a few reasons. One, potentially she may be overweight and her feet now have to work a lot with bearing that weight. She might have biomechanical issues like flat feet or high arches, bunions. She may have done too much of a workout, really overdid it with her feet. I used to do that when I first started out in the fitness field and ended up with some feet issues. Poor fitting shoes or inappropriate shoes. They're using tennis shoes when they're jogging. They're using ballet shoes when they're walking. Those are inappropriate shoes for the activity.
What about rowing? Isn't rowing inappropriate for knees? Or is it?
Well,
what do you think?
Well, it depends on what the knee issue is. It also depends on the technique. If it comes to, my feet, I can't stand on it and it's aching, rowing doesn't have an impact on the feet at all.
Okay.
Yes, knees could be an issue, but it depends on what they're doing. And most times the form in rowing is very poor. And so people are snapping their knees when they extend and causing some issues for their knees. So that's most of the problem. But people with, feet problems and they can't stand or they're really sore, two things they might have possibly, but that would be diagnosed by the doctor. One would be plantar fasciitis, and that's a result of the straining of the ligament that supports the arch. And then there's heel spurs, which is calcium deposits caused on the bony protrusion underneath your heel bone. And both of them impact on the ligament that goes from the heel to your toes, and it gets inflamed, it swells, there's tingling, there's all kinds of foot sensations. And most people get it, and they have no idea how and why they got it.
Can a doctor help you? Or, we know what's wrong with your knee, and what are we going to do about it?
Well, in terms of the diagnosis, you'll need your doctor to basically diagnose that for you. Hold on, sorry about that. So you'll need your doctor to diagnose that for you, and then you might see a foot specialist like a podiatrist who might suggest orthotics, but sometimes people have poor orthotics in their shoes, which is why they get things like plantar fasciitis. So yes, it can be diagnosed. What do you do about it? In some cases, you may have to stay off your feet, at which point then you're going to have to change your exercise or your training regime. So some people say, well, no, I guess I just can't exercise. Well, that's not true. You may do exercises that are non-weight bearing, meaning you might get on a bike, you might go into the water and swim. You might do a variety of activities, but that depends on you, what your situation is. In some cases, you need to lose weight so that you take the pressure off of your feet, and or less standing than sitting, because standing puts a lot of, pressure on your feet as well. And to keep in mind that as we age, this becomes a bit of more of an issue than when we were younger. Tendons and ligaments get worn out, get worn down. And so the best treatment is stay off your feet, listen to whatever the physio says or whatever the doctor says, but you should still continue to train and exercise, but appropriately. And that's what we do at Medfit. what we'll do is we'll look at what your doctor said, your physio said, and then we will design a program around that to make sure that your whole body stays in shape. Because if you ignore the rest of your body, then you'll have more than just feet problems to deal with.
Well, I think that that's perfect advice, and you're coming up with all of the kinds of issues that are truly bothering people at one point or another. So give Medfit a call. They will be able to help you. Thank you, Joanne. We'll talk to you again on Monday. We'll talk to Michelle
Great.
tomorrow.
You have a fabulous weekend.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Joanne James, founder and medical exercise specialist of Medfit Rehab, will improve your overall health through medical exercise. Contact Joanne James, 647-259-5481, Columbus Center Athletic Department, Dufferin and Lawrence, medfitrehab.com.